All right, let's move on to 3A, sectional 26. You got 27, excuse me. Lures at Peru. Interesting game there. Lures 5-5, Peru 8-2, and Belmont at Concordia. Concordia just came out of the gates running against Yorktown 54-14 last week. Tim Manigal, coach of the week by the Colts. They're playing some of their best football at the right time of the season. But Lures, man, they go to Northwestern. That's a long trip. You never know how your team's going to react. They react pretty darn well, 42-15. And now they're facing a Peru team that, although their record is pretty good, the teams that they've beaten, not as impressive as the ones that Lures has faced.
They have not seen the quality of talent that is going to be on the field in Peru on Friday, and plain and simple. If Bishop Lures comes out ready to play, especially offensively like they did last week against Northwestern, scoring, what was it, 3 of their first 5 offensive plays, something like that, nothing Peru can do to really hang with that. If Bishop Lures comes out and makes mistakes, turnovers, penalties, and keeps that door open for Peru to hang around, then Peru has a shot. Similar to Bishop Dwenger Marion. You give Marion confidence. They had a halftime. They come out and you start playing with house money and you're feeling pretty good about yourself, you can hang around. But if Bishop Lures comes out and plays to their potential, Peru can't hang around.
And Belmont Concordia, really quickly, Belmont's one of those teams that can be dangerous because if you make a couple of turnovers early, they run the ball, it's 3 yards in a cloud of dust. They've got a guy in Caleb Hankinson that can play anywhere in Northeast Indiana. You make a couple turnovers early, and not saying that Concordia will or has in the past, but if they can grind the clock down and just chew up yardage and take drives that last 8 minutes, almost an entire quarter, they can be a really tough opponent.
Yeah, they could be. I think if they come ready to play, like you mentioned, controlling the football, really limiting possessions and stuff like that. But we've talked about teams that have looked inconsistent during the course of the year, and are they going to be ready to play? I have no doubt that Concordia is going to be ready to play every Friday night. I think it's legitimately going to take a better football team to beat Concordia in this playoffs, whereas some of the teams around here in the playoffs, I don't necessarily think a clearly better football team is going to have to play them to beat them because I don't think they play to their potential every week. But I think Concordia, that senior group has been phenomenal, keeping that team together, not looking forward to a potential rematch with Lures next week and down the line into regional and semi-state, but really focused on Belmont. I think they come ready to play.
3A sectional 26, 9-1 Garrett at Culver Academy, 7-3, and then Jimtown 6-4 at West Noble 4-6. Jimtown did a number on Heritage last week, 49-6. Obviously a great tradition in that program. But Garrett versus Culver, how do you see this one playing out? Because Garrett's 9-1, but Culver always plays teams in Northeast Indiana really tough.
Definitely. It's a very tough trip for Garrett to go up there and play. You know, Culver is a very solid football program, it's always nice to go up there, too. It's nice.
You like to ride the horses.
I do.
Brian Kelly style.
Amateur jockey, you know. But, yeah, it's going to be a very tough trip for Garrett, I think, because riding high after last week's win and obviously a very successful regular season, but tough to go up to Culver. Like you mentioned, they always play area teams tough, and it's going to be a difficult challenge for the Railroaders on Friday.
Yeah, Garrett 50-21 against Lakeland earlier in the season, and Culver 45-34 versus Lakeland last week. So if you're score comparing there, Garrett certainly would be favored, but that's a tough road trip. I think it's probably a pick'em out there when you're talking about Garrett Culver.